Hello Professor, my name is Nathania and I'm going to read my essays, the introduction part. So in Indonesia, accent discrimination is a serious problem. Many Indonesians get mocked when speaking English with a local accent. This was seen when people harshly criticized President Joko Widodo's English speech at an international forum. Some media and social media users argue that speaking English with a strong Indonesian accent, especially internationally, is embarrassing and unprofessional. They believe that national leaders like President Jokowi should sound fluent when using English to represent the country, said the Jakarta Post in 2014. On the other hand, the same report emphasized that English is a global language, and having an accent doesn't make someone less capable. They argue that President Jokowi's ability to speak confidently in English is inspiration for English language learners in Indonesia, said the Jakarta Post in 2014. Understanding and addressing accent discrimination is important because if we ignore it, more people will feel ashamed or afraid to use English. This could limit their chance to grow or study. This essay asks, when people in Indonesia judge someone's English because of their accent, does it show bigger unfairness in society? And what can we do to make everyone feel okay about they speak English? My hypothesis is that while having a strong accent when speaking English is not a real problem, many Indonesians still see it as something embarrassing. Many people think that only those who speak English like native speakers are smart or better. But this way of thinking is not fair. We should stop judging people just because of their accent and start appreciating of how Indonesians speak English, because it shows their real background and effort. To explore this issue thoroughly, this essay is structured in 4 key sections. First, I will define what accent discrimination is and describe how it happens in Indonesia, especially on social media and in public reaction to leaders like President Jokowi who speak English with a local accent. Next, I will explain why judging people based on their accent is unfair, especially for those who did not have the chance to study abroad or attend expensive schools. I will use examples from the article, including how people reacted to Jokowi's English. Then I will talk about how accent discrimination is actually a sign of bigger problems in Indonesia. After that, I will respond to the idea that Indonesians must speak proper English to succeed globally. I will argue that instead of forcing everyone to sound native, we should support English learning in a way that respects local identity. Finally, I will summarize my arguments and support the idea that Indonesian needs to be more open-minded about how English is spoken. Everyone should be encouraged to speak confidently, even with an accent, because communication is more important than sounding native. So about how I feel when I know that I have to write an essay is, actually I already know that in this course we will have to write essays, but when the time is actually came to write one, especially with all the research, reading journals and everything, I think that time I'm going to go crazy. But on the other hand, I also think that it's good for me because I gain new knowledge and now I know how to write proper essays. So writing this assignment is also important because I can practice more about how to organize my ideas, and also I can write my opinions with an evidence. Also, I think this assignment is also important for my future because maybe in the future I have to write an essays. What if I cannot write it because I don't know how to write a proper essays, but now I know how to do it, so I think it's also important for future me. And also the subject is important for me personally because I also have an accent when I speak English, and I want people to focus on what I say, not how I sound. It's also important for people in general because I want people to speak English with confidence. I don't want them to feel afraid or scared when they speak English just because they they scared they will get mocked or judged because of their accent. Especially in this era, English is really important